I think as far as aesthetics, it's time we go back to games being made by losers for losers. Because, again, when games were made by the losers, by like a bunch of sweaty dudes in their mom's basement, you actually got some damn good games from gamers that play games and therefore they know what the male gamer wants. And it's real simple, right? Because most of the older games we played didn't really have a story. It was like, okay, you're quote unquote the chosen one. You go out there and beat the fuck out of something with a sword or shoot the fuck out of enemy. Like any game to do with honor or to do with tradition and duty. These were the type of games that predominantly appealed to guys, to men. And what you again, you're selling a product. These are things that were intrinsic. And see, I like to piss off people that I went to college with. The people that get a theoretical degree and that lands them into a theoretical job instead of an actual degree that gets them an actual job or actually helps them out to learn a skill. Like, what's one? Like, uh, women's studies, like studying woman. Like, okay. And I like to, piss a couple of them off, right? Obviously, they're women. Being like, well, you have to go into debt to understand what men like. You need to go into 4 years of college, 40, 50, 60 grand into debt to know what women like or to know what men like. I, as a guy, learned this intrinsically at the age of 15. I don't need a degree to understand what I like. I don't need a degree to understand what you need to do to sell me a fucking game or to sell me a product. But apparently you do, right? So why am I going on this like this rant, right? This anti-woman rant, JK LOL. It's because Capcom, apparently one of the staff members said that they've actively changed Leon to be more attractive to women, to be quote unquote hot and heart throbbing in his design. Which I told my friends this, and they're like, "Well, really, nothing has changed." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, obviously, I don't see anything, and y'all don't see anything, because we're men, we're dudes. Like, we don't find Leon attractive." Well, then I asked a friend of mine, and she's like, "Well, yeah, I guess he's hot if you're a 40-year-old lady, that had a failed divorce or have daddy issues. Like, I guess he's the father you wish you had. Like, whenever you would go out drinking, you wish you had that firm father figure to be like, no. In fact, you will not go, you will not do this. I guess if you're in that configure, you find him hot. Now, personally, I don't care, but then it's like they made the female lead character just look mid. And it's like, okay, mid is fine, but why hit Leon with the we're trying to make him hot? I hate when it does this. This is so fucking annoying. You like shades. Like, they need to get the fuck rid of that on Google. Like, why would they actively sell the game based off making Leon hot? but then just make her look mid. And I consulted women on this, right? This isn't me going on an Andrew Tate rant. I've consulted woman, and woman said, yeah, I mean, if you look at like 50 Shades of Grey, or like Twilight, or Grey's Anatomy, what you have is the female characters looking bland, boring, you know, effectively looking like they're not in competition, you know, with other women, and they have like two, three, four other hunks around them. You have the hot guy number A, then you have a slightly less hot guy number A, letter B, who's slightly more rich. Then you have guy C, who's the worker. Like, this is the female fantasy, and personally, I don't fucking care. But why do they need to reach into my game, right? Because again, the person I talked to about this, the dude, he was like, well, Resident Evil never had fucking fan art, or fan art, and it never had, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? They never had skimpily cladded female characters, fan service, I meant. And I'm like, that's a damn lie. And, you know, I'd pull it up here on YouTube, but YouTube would probably yell at me. But Resident Evil absolutely had fan service. I mean, again, it's a game that at one point understood its demographic and its audience, and having hot female characters in video games is fine. Like, there's this war on feminine aesthetics in entertainment that nobody really wants to talk about because they're afraid of being viewed. I spelled woman wrong. That's cringe. I mean, no, I didn't. What are you talking about? And people are afraid of being viewed as, you know, the chud, you know, this facsimile of a person that's entirely fabricated by the exact same people that absolutely fit the description. But it's like, if you're going to sell the game based off making Leon hot, but not do the same for the other characters, like, well, what are you doing? It's like, if it's a lie, why sell it off that lie? And if it's the truth, again, why sell it like that? Because I initially didn't fucking care. And there's also an IGN fucking journalist, a gay dude, who's like, oh yes, Leon's so fucking hot. It's like, okay, so one group is allowed to have aesthetics be pleasing to them, but the majority is not. Like, I don't know, I guess I can look past tactics being used. You know, I mean, if you want to call me a chud or whatever, just pointing out things that are absolutely happening, or a grifter for pointing out things that we absolutely see happening in entertainment. Sure, but it's like, why are a lot of people pointing this out? And why are, like, gacha games getting a lot of people playing them? Look, my argument again was always that gameplay was king, but aesthetic, it's like people are starving for aesthetics. Like, people are going, like, the market will go out of its way to get an aesthetically pleasing character in a game, even if the game's bad, because no other company wants to do it. And again, the uglifying of female characters is like a shitty cherry on an already bad cake. The problem is there's no such thing as creativity in these companies anymore, right? They all are trying to conform to, again, this idea that it's not the market saying this. It's not people who play games that are wanting these things. It's journalists, it's interest groups, it's literally anybody else that don't actually have a vested interest in video games telling devs what they should put in video games, and if they don't, they're attacked. So they do what Capcom does, and it's like, okay, let's just placate to these fucking weirdos. Like, I don't know why this is the road Capcom's going down, or, well, to be frank, PlayStation is kind of the monopoly now. You know, they're kind of the schlop factory. And I guarantee you this is what you're going to get. And I need to do another video on this, but apparently there's signs that PlayStation is leaning away from releasing their games on Steam. I think this goes to a greater issue or greater situation that's happening with Steam and Valve. And Sony's just sort of, again, doing the thing again where they're trying to placate. But anyway, again, my whole thing is I don't really care, but they seem to care. So now I care. It's like, you can just make both characters look attractive. You know, it's okay in fantasy to just have an attractive character for no reason, because you want it. But they didn't seem to care. And I guess people are just accepting, bland, boring aesthetics. And it's like, okay, maybe if you don't care, that's fine. But why why not just have it anyway? Like, okay, you don't care, have it anyway. Like, the I don't care argument is always used to justify bland aesthetics. It's never used to justify, good aesthetics in games. It's like, it's there, cool. I guess it's a plus. But anyway, it's very odd that Capcom is now going down this road. And it doesn't say explicitly, but it said a staff had women, make the design of Leon. And it's like, okay, this is how you're selling the game. Off anything else, right? Again, my problem with the game is it's short. It's 7 hours, but for a $70 game into this day and age is not worth it. I mean, my argument, it was always it's going to sell just based off curiosity. But I guess it's just not a game for me, I suppose. I guess I'll play other games. I'm not preying on the game's downfall. It's just like, well, I can play games that have aesthetics that placate to me. Like, why can't I, the gamer, the consumer, the person who's been gaming ever since I could pick up a keyboard and mouse, why can't I be placated to? Why am I the villain for just wanting what 90% of people want, and that's just good aesthetics, good artistic value in games? Why does that make me the bad guy? Oh, I guess because the lowest among us want it, therefore you're not allowed to. It's like, nah, I don't accept that. Try again. But anyway, this is all I gotta say about this. Peace out.